Hello, dear friends. Today I'm going to talk about the author Mahashweta Devi and her famous novella, Rudali. Mahashweta Devi was an Indian Bengali writer and social activist. Her works, written in Bengali, have been translated to English, Hindi, Marathi, and several other languages. Apart from receiving praise for her literary works, she was recognized as a voice for the helpless, actively fighting against the discrimination of tribal people in India. I quote, I've always believed that the real history is made by ordinary people. I constantly come across the reappearance in various forms of folklore, ballads, myths, and legends carried by ordinary people across generations. The reason and inspiration for my writing are those people who are exploited and used and yet do not accept defeat. Unquote. So the novella talks about Rudali. Now, Rudali is a custom of professional mourning prevalent among the lower caste women of rural Rajasthan for the deceased males of the upper caste. Abject poverty and social oppression drive the women to such a dehumanized state that they become compelled to earn their living by displaying their heart-wrenching sorrow in the service of the upper, wealthy caste people who can purchase their tears. Mahashweta Devi's Rudali is one of the most acclaimed short fiction. Rudali was originally written in Bangla in 1979 and was adapted into a play by Usha Ganguly in Hindi, a leading director from Kolkata. Anjum Patel translated the short story Rudali into English in 1997, and the film Rudali was made in 1993. The novel gives an expression to the predicament of the subalterns and is the story of the survival of subaltern women. It traces her personal transformation as a Rudali, the professional mourner who cries at the funerals of the Maliks, the upper caste hypocrites. Rudali, a novella, sees an evolution of the central character, Sanichari, who becomes a microcosm for the suffering of the lower caste. And through her, one becomes aware of the larger discourse of struggle and exploitation. Tears are commodified and Rudalis are hired to mourn the dead as it enhanced the prestige of the family. Arjun Katyal in the Metamorphosis of Rudali states that grief is turned into a commodity and mourning is labor. If sorrow is controlled by the imprisoned tears, can be used as a produce, a source of earning by professional mourners. So in Rudali, we find Mahashweta Devi talking about multifarious dimensions, marginality, subalternity, and dehumanization. And she exercises all her capability to connect the periphery to the mainstream. In Rudali, we find the subversion of exploitation attains a new height when it creates a solidarity among women of this community without any discrimination. In fact, after her friend Bikini's death, Sanichari's social awareness increases and she starts empathizing with her daughter-in-law who left her house and turned into a prostitute because of sheer hunger. As a strategic and conscious endeavor to create women's solidarity and power over the Malik Mahajans, Sanichari, the main protagonist, collects the prostitutes who would wail over the death of a person. Thus, through the act of crime, the marginalized women of the society subvert the sheer hypocrisy of the particular occasion, which can be definitely read as a symbol of a patriarchal torturous system. So the Rudalis create a sense of unified selfhood, a rational, coherent, effective identity. So we can say that the novella Rudali is about the empowerment of the downtrodden women who not only survive despite many calamities, but also find ways to help other downtrodden women. And hence the voice of the margin cannot be suppressed. Rather, it's a voice of wailing which can be read as an agency of subversion of the class, caste, and gender atrocities. In the end, Sanichari emerges as a better equipped person to adopt, to survive, manipulate the system. The implication is that the life of Sanichari familiarizes us with the life of the community, along with which runs a harsh power critique of an exploitative and repressive socio-economic and religious system. Thank you.